Hi, welcome to the Parents Math Tutor. I'm so glad you joined me today. Students, if you have not seen my first multiplication video, you can go ahead and watch that one first because it's an introduction to what multiplication is. But in this video, we're going to be working with arrays. Go ahead and get a pencil or a whiteboard and a piece of paper, and let's get started. Hi students, welcome back. We are going to do some more work with multiplication today. And today I want to teach you really quickly about something called an array. What an array is, what it looks like, how to use it, and then together we will solve a few multiplication problems using arrays. Okay, so first, I keep saying this word array. What is an array? Well, an array is just an organized picture that shows a multiplication problem. And the way that it's organized is that it's organized in rows and columns. So a row goes side to side. It goes across horizontally. A column goes up and down vertically. And the way that I remember this is because when you row your boat, you don't row it up and down into the sky. You row it across like a river or a lake or wherever you are with your boat. So that's how I remember the difference between rows and columns, because when you row your boat, you row it from side to side on the water. You don't shoot your boat straight up into the air. So let me show you some different arrays and I'll show you how to use them to solve multiplication. All right, on the screen I have a picture of an array, and I apologize, one of my yellow dots is kind of messed up. It kind of is missing the side there. But this is how you need to look at an array when you are solving a multiplication problem. First, we need to count the number of rows. Remember, rows go across horizontally. So in this picture, I have 1, 2, 3 rows. These are the rows that go across. Then I need to count the number of columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 3 rows and 4 columns. That's my multiplication sentence. I have 3 rows of 4, 3 groups of 4. This is a way of showing 3 times 4. And to get the answer, we need to count the dots. So I'm going to go ahead and count 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the first row. 5, 6, 7, 8 is the second row. 9, 10, 11, 12 is the third row. So my answer to that is going to be 12. 3 times 4 equals 12. I used this array to solve that multiplication sentence. Okay, so let's do another one. We're going to try it. We're going to use this array to solve this multiplication problem, okay? So first, we have to number the rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 rows that go side to side, and then I need to number the columns. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 columns that go up and down. So my multiplication sentence for this array would be 5 groups of 3, 5 rows of 3, 5 times 3. And in order to get this answer, I would need to count the dots. I could count the columns by 5s because I do know how to count by 5s. So I could do 5, 10, 15, or I could count by 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Both times I found that 5 groups of 3 equals 15. Okay, this time I have a word problem with a picture to match. And I know that in my classroom, I really use word problems a lot more than I just use number sentences that we just memorize. And I mentioned in my last multiplication video that it's really good to understand what multiplication is before you try to just memorize the number sentences, because memorization without understanding it's not a reliable way to hold on to that information long term. So let's read a little story with this little picture to match. Marissa bought a brand new watercolor paint set to use at school. Okay, I want you to write a multiplication sentence and solve for how many colors of paint Marissa has using this array. So this picture that I've given you, it's an array of watercolor paint. I want you to go ahead and count the rows and the columns, and I want you to go ahead and try to solve this multiplication sentence. I'm going to give you a few seconds to count the number of rows and count the number of columns, and then I want you to try to add all those dots together. I'll give you just a few seconds to work. Okay, if you have not written anything down yet, go ahead and pause the video. I'm getting ready to go ahead and move on to the answer, but I do want you to try to count and solve. So remembering the last two slides that we did before, the first step is to count the number of rows and then count the number of columns. So I have 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that's right. And then for columns, I have 3. There's 3 columns that go up and down on this watercolor paint set. That means my multiplication sentence is going to be 7 times 3, 7 groups of 3. And if I count all those dots together, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, I got the answer 21. You could also count them by ones. You don't have to count in groups of 3. If groups of 3 is too hard for you, you can just literally count all the circles on that watercolor paint set, and that will give you the answer to this multiplication problem. Okay, let's do another one. All right, now I want you to use the picture of the array shown and the story to solve the multiplication problem. It says Mrs. Jones organized her bookshelf at school so that each shelf has 3 buckets of books on it. I want you to write a multiplication sentence and solve for how many buckets she has all together. And that black and white picture right there, that's the picture of her bookshelf. So there's 3 shelves, and on each shelf, she has 3 buckets. I'm going to give you a few seconds to write a multiplication sentence and count up your answer. Okay, if you're not done, pause the video and then you can click play whenever you've solved. But if you are ready, let's figure out the answer. So for this one, the answer would have been 3 rows with 3 buckets on each row. So that's 3 groups of 3, 3 rows of 3, 3 shelves of 3, 3 times 3. And if I count those buckets on the bookshelf, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you should have written 3 times 3 equals 9 for that multiplication problem. Okay, on this last one, guys, you are going to draw the array. So now I haven't given you a picture. I'm just giving you a story. I want you to draw an array to match the story, and I want you to write a multiplication sentence and solve. So here's the story. I'm going to read it 2 times. Whenever you're ready, you can start drawing the array on your paper or on your whiteboard. Whenever you're ready, I'm going to start reading. Sarah owned a donut shop. She arranged the donuts in the display case into 2 rows of 8 donuts each. Using multiplication, solve for how many donuts she has altogether. Sarah owned a donut shop. She arranged the donuts in the display case into 2 rows of 8 donuts each. Using multiplication, solve for how many donuts she has altogether. So you have a couple more things to do this time. I want you to draw the array. I want you to number the rows and the columns. And I want you to write a multiplication sentence for this story. Go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to give you a few seconds to work, but go ahead and pause it and press play when you are ready to move on and you have your answer on your paper in front of you. Okay, you should have an array on the paper in front of you with a multiplication sentence. Let's reveal the answer. Okay, here's the work for the problem. You should have 2 rows for the 2 shelves, and on each shelf you should have 8. You could have drawn donuts, or you could have just drawn circles. We've got 2 rows, and in each row we have 8 donuts each. That means that 2 groups of 8 equals 16. And you know how I know that? Because if I add the first row and the second row together, 8 plus 8, that's a double that equals 16. So this was the work for our final problem. Thank you for joining me on my initial introduction to arrays. I hope you enjoyed the work we did today. I hope you learned something brand new, and I hope you come back next time. See you soon. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Parents Math Tutor. Please leave a like and a subscribe. Tell others about our channel to help the channel grow so that everybody can have some free math tutoring. See you later. Bye.